everyone, we're here with Mike B from Bigbox. Welcome, Mike. Thank you for joining me.
Thanks for having me, Rebecca.
So what does Bigbox do?
In a word, we're a social media agency, but we're a premium social media agency that specialises in content creation, video, strategy, all those kind of things for organic social media predominantly.
So who would be your ideal client?
Well, Cornwall Innovation Centre, funny enough.
Fabulous.
That's why we're here today. But there's lots of clients. I mean, particularly we work with a lot of businesses that work in business to business here in Cornwall, but we've got clients all over the country that we work with. But yeah, companies that I'd say our niche, I suppose, is finding companies that kind of getting interesting content that's going to engage with their audience, a challenge, being quite challenging. We like that problem of being able to, find a solution to put together content that's actually their audience is actually going to watch. It's going to stop them scrolling. So that's probably our niche, I suppose.
And are you only looking for clients in Cornwall? Are you working nationwide or internationally?
We can work with anywhere. We can work internationally. Yeah, we have worked with clients over in the Middle East in the past. But yeah, we have clients across the country. Salcombe, all the way up to London, all the way down as far as Redruth and Camborne. So yeah, excellent. All over the place. And
so you're saying you're providing content which is show-stopping, so to speak, stopping the scroll because people's attention span is just like nanoseconds, they're bored. How do you, going back to the initial working with a client, how do you find out with a client what they want to get, because I know your background is a lot of branding and values and all that sort of stuff, and I imagine that helps you because it's really hard, I think.
Yes.
To create content that people go, whoa, what is this? Let me read a bit more or see more than the initial 2 seconds.
Exactly.
So how do you speak to your clients initially before anyone picks up a camera and starts filming? What sort of questions do you ask clients?
Brands, exactly where we start. You were completely right in what you were saying. And I think getting to know our client's brand first and foremost, and maybe even helping them understand it, because I think a lot of time people they feel that they live and feel their brand. They don't necessarily understand it themselves, or there might be some work that needs doing on it first of all. So we certainly help them understand that, and that helps us in turn understand their brand as well. Once we know their brand, we know their audience, it's kind of quite easy then to come up with quite a unique idea which speaks to their audience, because ultimately their audience and their customer are the people that matter. And you need to create content that's going to engage that audience. And that could in turn make them a customer.
Yeah, fabulous. And how do you know when it's sort of unique, it's going to be different? Do you do a lot of trial and testing, like a lot of people in marketing, and see which one we're A/B testing? And
well, essentially, essentially our service is there to do is to post organically for our clients 3 times per week on all of their platforms. So that could be Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, whatever it may be. Our service is here to provide consistency. It's to provide that service which is really time consuming, really mind consuming, which is let's post 3 times a week, let's get video out constantly, because video is social media. Yeah. Without video, social media isn't anything anymore. And that's what keeps people on the platform scrolling and doom scrolling through it. What we want to do is create content that stops people from scrolling past and actually engages with you as a brand and as a company, and potentially that then through a bit of nurturing will help them turn into a customer. To answer your question directly though, luckily we've had customers who, as a result of working with us for a number of months, have actually had their inquiries increase as a result. Brilliant. And then their sales obviously in turn. So all of our clients that have been with us so far for over 12 months have seen an increase in inquiries as a result of working with us. Perfect. And it's that consistency of getting content out all the time, which is what's been the winner for them. And having different campaigns every quarter as well, which is what we offer. The change up. No, you mentioned something that's really interesting and with business generally, or anything you're doing, exercise or whatever. Consistency is key, isn't it? It is. So often it's like, I can imagine the sort of pain point, so to speak, of clients that you have is like, they have inspiration one day, they write a couple of posts and maybe schedule them, or they're posting daily. Yeah. And they just get bored because they're not seeing traction, they're not seeing likes, they're not having the comments, without realizing, okay, there are people seeing this content, but they're not engaging. But I think you've hit the nail there with providing consistency. Exactly. Which takes away that
pain for business owners, doesn't it?
Well, I massively, people talk about influencers a lot and about how they have it easy. I actually think they have a really difficult job, because actually coming up with ideas and new, unique ideas constantly is really, really hard.
Yeah.
And that's what our clients, I think, doing it on their own feel. They can post 3 times a week, but it's coming up with the ideas of what to post 3 times a week, which is the tricky bit. But then it's also having the ability to do that as well. And what we've seen over the last few years is that a lot of people have turned to AI to help them put together content. But now, as we come into 2026, what's going to trend this year, which we're hearing from a lot of sources, is that a lot of the social media networks are going to prioritise real human content over AI slop, as we call it. So brands this year really need to focus on getting content which isn't AI generated, that's human and real and on brand to them, and that's what's going to engage. That's what the social media networks are going to show people more of.
That's interesting. That's really interesting to hear, because you see there's a lot of fun images that, you know, with people at the minute with the new year, people jumping out of the phone, which are quite fun, and obviously it's AI generated. But there's other posts that I see, particularly the text, and it's like, oh God, you know it's ChatGPT has done it, and it's so predictable. It's not this, it's that. And I'm like, no, it's not, it's chat. You know, speak about yourself. So would you say something that your business, Bigbox, is quite passionate about is finding the values in the company, the business you're working with, and then trying to portray those values?
I'd say so, definitely. I mean, that's certainly one area we look at. That's not the only thing. There's so many variables, really, of how we build a strategy for our clients, which is something that we're good at doing. But yeah, one of them is values for 100%. Another one is looking at their short, medium, and long-term goals for the business. It's currently looking at, you know, maybe seasonally, where are they at? What's coming up? We're about to start filming for a spring campaign, for example, for another one of our clients, which is very much more kind of tourist-led. So it really does depend, but values is something that should always go throughout anything that you do as a business. Business to business wise, particularly values is incredibly important. I mean, there's a stat that the majority, obviously the biggest buying group now, which is millennials, there's a stat which I think it might be 2/3 or something like that. I need to check that stat. Will only buy from brands that align with their own personal values. Yeah,
we're seeing that a lot more, aren't we? Eco-friendly, veganism, things like that. Whatever speaks to them, isn't it?
Exactly, and I think there's a lot of issues. You know, that's not for me to comment on, but you know, brands need to be aware of it and responsible in that sense about how they're portraying themselves and who they want to talk to, I suppose. Yeah,
and it's not always the cheapest product or service is going to win. It's the ones with the brand alignment, isn't it, which is so important.
Definitely. There's a lot of brands that have done really, really well just from being who they are and what they do. You know, like brands like Passenger, for example, you know, they're very eco-friendly, they make fantastic clothing.
Great clothes,
And, you know, a lot of people are buying them because of that. Not because they're making the most noise, but because their values are really clear and obvious to people.
Yeah, but quiet, but keeping in their own lane, so to speak.
Exactly.
And this is what we're doing, this is what we provide, high quality clothing.
Outdoorsy.
Yeah. Definitely.
And it's very consistent as well, how they're posting and everything. And it's all human content.
And that's something that's interesting. So you helping business owners with providing consistent content, for example, I'd imagine you offer different packages, but you know, you mentioned with us, for example, Cornwall Innovation 3 times a week. So we have that consistency. No one has to worry about it. So, thank goodness, you know. So thank you for your support.
You're welcome. We've enjoyed working with you as well.
Oh, I've loved it. But what about if you have a business that wants your services for that consistency, but suddenly says, oh, I'm at a networking event, I want to go live, or I want to comment on that. Would you encourage that or say, no, we've got it handled the 3 days a week? What would you say to a client?
100% the clients still need to do their own stuff as well.
Okay.
And we say that. And actually, I know you guys have done some events recently and sent us some content to put out. But it supplements the 3 times a week. If you want to post more than that, then that's brilliant. But posting minimum 3 times a week is really important, particularly on business pages. And that's what we make sure that we obviously fulfill for our clients. But we always encourage more content to be sent to us, whether it be you know, user-generated style content, somebody with a phone going around, look at this event, look at these great people, look at this person that I'm meeting. You know, it might be one of our clients are down at St Michael's Mount for the day. Look at this amazing view of St Michael's Mount. I'm here today. Here's the beach. Look, there's a dog over there. I'm eating an ice cream. You know, that kind of stuff. It's human stuff. It shows character. It shows. It's good for personal brand, but also good to show the company values as well, and that person within the company, because people still buy from people ultimately. So we encourage clients to send us more stuff like that. But equally, as you know, we've been to a few events at Cornwall Innovation Centres, which you run fantastically well, might I say, which we really enjoy. And we've gone for selfish reasons, which is to network with other businesses. But while we're there, we've managed to get our own content for you guys. And we'll do the same for our clients if we feel that it's worthwhile us coming down to generate some content for them for that day or for that event or for that location that they happen to be in that day, then we're more than happy to come and do that as part of our service.
That's brilliant. And you're based in Health and Wellbeing Centre by Treliske
We
and
are.
Truro. And how long have you been there?
This is our 9th year. So we moved in October 2017.
Okay.
So it will be 9 years in October.
Perfect. And why did you choose there?
It was really convenient, location-wise. We lived in Truro at the time. Some of us still do in the team, so it's handy for that. It's really easy to get to on the bus. The parking's good, and it's really close to the A30. And it was a really, really reasonable rate, and it still is.
Excellent.
And we love the meeting rooms. Actually, when we have clients come to us, because we've only got a small office, because we tend to work kind of hybrid.
You're out and about a lot as well, aren't
you? We're out and about filming, but equally some of the team, creatives like working in silence, so they like going home and, putting a pillow behind their head and designing colouring some stuff in. They like working from home, so we like that hybridness. So we've still got quite a small office, but we like the fact that when we invite clients to come to the Health and Wellbeing Innovation Centre, it looks the part, it's big. It's got a really nice reception area. The meeting rooms are really good. The coffee's great. The food in the cafe is amazing.
Yeah, so it looks, just adds that sort of extra touch or consistency even with your own brand of, we're sort of living, breathing and providing great quality by having a great office,
Yeah, and actually it's helped us grow, 100%. I mean, if we hadn't have been based there, I don't think we'd have grown as well as we have in the last 8 years.
How's that then? By inviting clients in? Or
exactly that. I think we look bigger than we in the past have been.
Yeah.
I think we got to a point now where we kind of look the part in where we are, the size that we are and the building we've got. But in the past, I think when we were smaller and we still at that kind of startup stage, kind of made us look the part. And I think, I've spoken to a lot of other startup businesses that have come into a number of the innovation centres, and I think they all say the same thing. It kind of helps them look the part. And actually that perception, especially when you're a startup, is really important. And it's something that people maybe don't take into account when they're first starting a business. That's
a good point. And then the address, the official address at an innovation centre rather than a home address, and it's.
I think people, that's something to value a bit more than we've talked about before. Maybe.
That's really good. Yeah, I'll mention that to Kat.
Full of
who's
good
our
ideas
business
today.
business development manager. She'll
Kat's
love that
brilliant
one.
as well. Yeah,
she is absolutely. I know her for quite a while. She's fabulous. And have you had business, either giving business, you are a client of, or they are clients of yours within the innovation centres, the pool and...
It's happened a lot.
Has it?
It's happened a lot more than people even realise as well. So, I mean, we've worked with another web development agency that they're no longer, they've grown to a much bigger size and moved into their own office.
Yeah.
But we've worked on multi-thousands of pounds, like web projects and apps with their clients, just from a chance meeting in the atrium at the
Fabulous.
HWIC, which is amazing. So that was a really chance meeting. We've worked with other kind of software companies we've done some work for, from a branding perspective and from a design perspective over the years. Obviously, we work with you guys and work on your social media, which has been great. But equally, we've been purchasing the services of other companies within.
That's incredible.
The other innovation centres for different reasons. Over the last 8 years, and we'll continue to do so. It's nice that you get to know businesses, isn't it? In that environment, you see them every day. You might pop into the kitchen to make yourself a coffee, and you see this familiar face, and you'd much rather work with somebody you see consistently and you come to trust as a result.
Yeah, and like you said before, it's the classic buying psychology: is know, like, and trust. It's you've got 5 million people doing the same service, but I know him because I have coffee with him every morning or see him.
And bringing that back round, that's why consistency on social media is really important, because it does the same thing but online.
Yeah, absolutely.
Social media is social. That's why you should be social on social media. Same way that you would be in real life.
Yeah, exactly. And I think people forget that, don't they, with all the
clues
AI
in the name.
Bland. Yeah, exactly. And our innovation centres have the values of collaborate, inspire, grow. You've mentioned, I think all of them, haven't you? You've been collaborating with other businesses throughout the other two centres. You've grown. You've inspired a lot of people. I know when you gave a talk here on LinkedIn.
Oh, thank you.
It's the classic, you don't know what you don't know.
No, well, that's
true.
true.
So many people came back and I said, right, you have to update your profile by what date? And they gave me a date and they did it.
They did,
otherwise
excellent.
It's just, it'll
I've kept
over.
in touch with a few that attended that, actually.
Good.
And they've been really, I've been really happy to answer any questions that they've got. And likewise, any, Cornwall Innovation customers that are watching this, if they wanted a chat with me about their LinkedIn, I'm more than happy to do so. But I'm actually going to be putting another one of those workshops on fairly soon because of how useful everybody found it last time.
Good.
So I'll send you some details on that.
Excellent. And on a personal note, I know that you're a northerner living in Plymouth
I
at
am,
the moment.
I know.
But soon to come down to Cornwall.
Not long now, this month. Yeah, I'll be back. So that's exciting.
That's brilliant. And how many people do you have in your team at Bigbox?
There's 4 of us at the moment. Really successful team. Myself, Spencer and Alec actually went to school together.
Penn Air, wasn't it?
Yeah, but well remembered. Yeah, we're Penn Air. So we've known each other for too long, I think, at this point. But no, working with your friends is very unique. We're quite unique as a company in that sense. Not many companies do it successfully, and we seem to have coined that. So I think
having clear boundaries and everyone has their area of expertise from what I've seen, and but you all work fabulously together.
No, we do. Yeah, and we enjoy it, which is the main thing.
Who's your favourite?
I can't say that. It's not. It's Mike. It's Mike.
It's everyone's the same. It's like a child, isn't it? Any children, everyone's the same. Okay.
Yeah, it's great.
And just the last question is, why did you start this business? Because I know originally, actually yesterday I was with someone, I mentioned we were doing this podcast here, and they said, oh yeah, I know him, the billboard man.
Oh yeah,
and I said, yes, originally he was, but now he also this business here.
That's
so
right.
Why did you start this social media agency?
We've grown it a lot, actually. So you're right. We did start as a billboard company 8 years ago, and we still own all of our billboards, would you believe? Funnily enough, this morning I've been talking to clients about them. But it's the smallest part of what we do now. We always had plans to expand the company out to offer more services to our clients. And when Alec joined us back in 2020, the plan was always to expand out to do more branding and kind of design and things like that. And social media is a kind of natural progression for us. It's something we've been doing quite a few years anyway, and obviously bringing Mike on board within the company with us as well.
And certainly for yourselves as
well.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, I've been on LinkedIn for a number of years. I've gained quite a good following on there, which is amazing. Didn't quite expect that, but being able to help other companies do that and win more business through their social media is something that we're really passionate about. And certainly, I mean, the future of our business is down that route. But we'll never forget our billboard roots, as it were, and they're still always available. But as I say, they're very small. But the reason why I don't talk about them ever,
because they're all booked up solid.
They actually are. Yeah, and I was actually talking to a couple of clients this morning who wanted to book this year, and I can't do anything until the middle of the year.
That's a lovely problem to have.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah.
And I'm sure, knowing you, how ambitious you are, and you've got that ambition to grow, and you're passionate about helping people, I'm sure you're going to add on other services. Maybe this year or in the future.
You never know. You never know. I mean, I think as a team, myself, Spence and Alec and Mike, I think we're all really focused on what we're offering on the social media side. We found a product and a service, the way we structured it, that works really well for people.
Brilliant.
Every single one of our customers is finding a huge amount of benefit from it, as I know you've said that you are as well at CIC. And it's really just making sure that we keep improving.
And keep on keeping up with all the updates each platform chucks out whenever they feel like it, I'd imagine. It's hard as well,
You can never predict the algorithm, but all you can do is be consistent.
Yeah, I love that. We're going to leave it on that note, Mike. Thank you so much. Cheers, Mike.
Yeah, good to meet you.
Bye-bye.